CatSynth TV.
Hey everybody, CatSynth TV, and we are talking with Thomas Dimuzio about his Buchla Modular that he'll be using in the upcoming world premiere of Tomography Fortunae.
I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, I started to really research the Buchla in particular and modular synthesis without knowing much about it except for, the classic pieces and just knowing that it was born here in Berkeley and that Don Buchla was always kind of like this non-keyboard focused, electronic organic world within itself, that can play itself. You can conduct. And that was kind of intriguing. So I kind of just jumped in blindly and have been working with this stuff ever since and loving it. Going from left to right, we kind of have the quad function generator paired with a quad dynamics manager. So this gives us envelopes, attack and decay paired with voltage control of the low pass gates or not, or just gaining control or a combination of both. So this is our kind of dynamic section here. And then this is an amazing module, the polyphonic tuner, the 272E, which is 4 FM radios that are CV controlled. So I have those being, manipulated by the envelopes and such. This basically is a digital receiver for FM, and you scan and can store up to 20 stations. And there's a antenna right here for picking up the radio stations. And so yeah, it's pretty much an homage to John Cage, Imaginary Landscapes #4. Comes to life. You can control it with sequencers and CVs and, do incredible things with just pulling sounds out of the air. I love it. And a nice complementary module to that is this is basically a source of uncertainty. But this is a combination, they call it the uncertainty source, and it's, the 267E, and that also is paired with a filter, which just a classic stereo filter here, and the source of uncertainty on the top part of the module. And this is a mixer, the 207E, and it has a mic pre, which is good for processing external source with an envelope follower. So this is kind of the output of the world. And over here is the best digital oscillator I think ever made, which is the 259 twisted waveform generator. And it's an amazing oscillator in that you can actually play and scan the firmware that generates all the waveforms. So the actual code, you can scan that and use that as an oscillator. So you can get incredible glitchy effects, and you can modulate that as well with CVs. I love this thing. And it can sound like a normal oscillator if you want it to as well. Pretty fucking great. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to swear. The 258 clone, which is based on a classic 258 Buchla module, just 2 oscillators together. This is purely analog, and it's also got frequency modulation, of which I have it connected, a custom job where it's connected underneath the hood. And Mike Peak down in LA built me these switches. He put these switches in here to allow an exponential FM mode. You can turn off FM mode, or you can just go into classic FM mode where these knobs are controlling everything. But this, being that I don't have a keyboard controller or a touch plate to this world, having these little switches gives me a lot of melodic options, or you can use them in a melodic sense. They may not be in tune, but you can still use them in a melodic sense. And then this thing is great, this 277. It's extremely noisy. It has a lot of hiss, but I don't know, it adds this incredible world to the Buchla where it's taking micro loops and almost creating wavetables from micro loops. You can go slightly macro, about a second or so for a looper, and it's got a bunch of offset channels here, 8 channels, all offset to different time delays with switches for phase, positive or negative, or turning off the channel altogether. I love this thing. I can get a lot of feedback. I bring the outputs back into itself, and it adds an effect of feedback that I've been working with for so many years. It brings it into the whole Buchla realm. And then lastly, this is a 247V sequencer. By the way, this was made by Mark Verbos, and this is also made by Mark Verbos, the 247V, as is, oh, actually, this is made by Mike Peake, as I mentioned, but I have a couple of Verbos' 258s as well. Then this is just a classic 8-stage sequencer, and allows you to turn on and off stages and interpolation between stages or not. And the other great thing is electricity. Right. Electricity. You know, because working with MIDI for a couple decades, yeah, you know, MIDI's great. Right. It facilitates so much, but, you know, 128 steps is not much granularity. Now I'm working with electricity, and it's infinite.
Tomography Fortunae will be premiered at the Outsound New Music Summit in San Francisco on July 26, 2019. For more information, visit outsound.org/summit. To find out more about Thomas Dimuzio and his music, please visit his website and check out the description below this video. Thanks for watching. Check out more at www.catsynth.com, and please subscribe to CatSynth TV.
You are watching CatSynth TV.